that month alone. Jeremy, people were shoveling snow from their roofs. I think we see the video there because roofs were caving in
Wow.
January of '94. It was an unforgiving winter. I hope I never see another one like it. Ugh.
Yeah, I hope so too. You know what, Scott? You know, it's really cold out here right now, but the number of days that we've had below 10 degrees is still less than it was in the 1990s. We averaged about 80 days with temperatures below 10 degrees, and now in the 2010s, 2020s, we're only averaging about 30 days with temperatures below 10 degrees. So although it's cold, it's not as long cold as it has been in the past. So yeah, we might not see another winter like that. We have some snow on the ground, certainly not as snowy as it was back in '94. This month we only picked up about 7 inches in total so far. And of course those temperatures, unforgiving, even though it's not as record cold as it was back in 1994. Right now, we're colder than we were to start off the day here in Scranton. We started off the day at 2 degrees, now we're down to 0, and that's the low for the day so far. And we started off the day at 14 degrees below 0 in Selinsgrove, and that is not the coldest it's ever been on this date in Selinsgrove. You guessed it, back in 1994, it was -21 in Selinsgrove, 7 degrees colder. There are your current temperatures on the thermometer right now. -7 in Lake Harmony, -7 in New Milford, -12 in Lopez. These are not wind chills. These are actual thermometer readings right now. 0 in Coconhouse Township, -2 in Elysburg. Of course, with all this cold weather, Storm Tracker 16 has compiled a great list of things that you should prepare for. Have a full tank of gas. You never know when you need to go somewhere, especially in weather like this. Keep an extra warm layer of clothes in your car in case what you got to your car in wasn't enough. Take steps to prevent your pipes from freezing. Drip them, especially if they're in the basement, because a bursted pipe can cause devastation in your house. And keep your pets warm and safe. After you take them on a short walk, of course, with these temperatures, make sure you wipe their paws down because the salt can sometimes be toxic to them. So just some good tips in this cold weather since we got another day on tap with temperatures only in the teens. There's a live view right now from Wilkes-Barre. Got clear skies. Current temperature just 0 degrees. And winds are calm, at least, not too much of a wind chill. There's a picture that we got in from Mike. He lives in Duryea, but he was in Pittston when he took this picture of the Susquehanna River. And there is some ice on the river. We'll be tracking that closely in case there's any ice jams from when the temperatures start to rise headed into this weekend. Sometimes ice can jam in those narrow spots and create bottlenecks and maybe a little bit of flooding. We'll be tracking that closely as we get closer to the temperatures rising, but right now not an issue as far as ice jams. Today's high temperatures in the single digits for Mount Pocono. We didn't even touch the double digits today. 11 for Avoca, 17 for Williamsport, and that 11 degrees is the coldest high temperature we've had since December 24th, Christmas Eve, 2 years ago, 2022. Since then, we have not had a temperature as a high this cold. That's 24 degrees below the average. Normally, we top out around 35 this time of year. And nonetheless, it's still not the coldest high temperature we've ever had on this date. That record belongs to 1985. It was just 3 degrees here in Scranton as a high temperature. We have a cold weather advisory for the whole area, as feels like temperatures could dip below -10. And in the Poconos, an extreme cold warning until noon, where temperatures could dip below -20. So just take the precautions necessary. Be as bundled up as you possibly can. Cover up all those exposed surfaces like your ears and your fingers. They can get frostbite in just 20 minutes with temperatures like this. Those cold weather advisories, not just for the Commonwealth, all the way down to the Gulf Coast and even into Texas, where they dealt with a winter storm today. But here we have that weather impact alert in effect for your entire Wednesday. Of course, the impact, the frigid air. Bundle up as much as you can. Make sure you have all the thickest layers as you can have. We have clear skies across the entirety of northeastern and central Pennsylvania. That's allowing all that heat to escape to space. Clouds act as like a little blanket, keeping in heat along the surface, and when you don't have them, the heat escapes right out to space. Look down towards the south. There are blizzard conditions in South Carolina, Georgia, and Alabama right now, even in the panhandle of Florida. Today was the first time New Orleans had measurable snowfall since 2009, the first time the New Orleans Weather Office ever issued a blizzard warning. Some insane weather in this Arctic air has a grip on the entire eastern seaboard. Overnight tonight, clear skies, cooling off to space. Tomorrow morning, waking up to sunshine, but then we have the clouds fill in throughout the afternoon. A similar story for your Thursday, waking up to sunshine, but then the clouds fill in throughout the afternoon again. Here's a look at the next few days, waking up to just temperatures below 0 and getting up to the teens once again, but at least there's a little bit of a warm up there, Scott. Temperatures finally above the freezing mark by the time we get to Sunday, but it's a long stretch, so don't forget all those cold weather tips. Drip your pipes, Wear the layers, cover up all exposed skin. That weather impact doesn't expire until Thursday morning.
Boy, Sunday seems so far away.
It does, but it's tangible. It's right there. We can almost taste it.
I love your positive attitude. Thank you, Jeremy.
Yep.